Oh, the Lil Tay thing. All right, thank you for that. Let's listen to Lil Tay. All right. Lil Tay IG Live. Here we go.
You already know. Why I've been gone.
We grab some water.
So, where do I even start? 5 years ago, I became famous, and my abusive absentee father, who had not been in my life for years up till that point, decided to come back into my life to take control over my career and my money. That's why I disappeared. He started a court case to silence me so I could not speak on what was happening and so he could take control over my money. His name is Chris Hope. This is him. This is Chris Hope. All right. Let's just get into it. Buckle up, because I cannot even tell you the full story. I have to give you a summary of it. So let's just fucking go. First of all, this man, he was bringing, when I was living with him, these are all events that happened before I became famous, because he had not been in my life for years before then. He was bringing random ass women around all the time and literally hooking up with them in front of me. I was a child. And one of those women was named Shima Ali, his assistant. This is her. These are not private this is her Facebook wallpaper. These are not private photos. Oh my God. I remember one time, it was the middle of the night, and I was awakened by them next to me in the bed. And I could literally, she had her hand on my leg, and I was frozen in place. I was so young at that time. I had no fucking idea what was going on. And I was just frozen in place. And then I moved, and then that's when she took her leg off my hand. They were literally in bed next to me. They did not care, and they were literally disregarding the fact that I was even there. That's fucking insane. He was hooking up with random women all the time, and he found them off of Craigslist. This is his Craigslist email to a random woman who had an ad. Okay, this is the email trying to hook up with people. This is my mom talking to somebody about it after she found out about it. It's fucking crazy, but out of all of the random ass women that came and went, mostly Asian women, because he has an Asian fetish, if you didn't know, only one of them is prominent. And this is where Honey Hope comes in the story. So, Honey Hope, she is Christopher John Hope's wife, currently. And he met her online when she was living in the Philippines. And she is a career scammer. When she was living in the Philippines, she was scamming as a career, which I will get into later. Oh, this is her. That's her right there. That's her and Chris.
What the fuck?
These are the receipts. This is just one of her victims. This is online. She was a career scammer. So she met Chris Hope online, like usual, because all he wants to do is hook up with women online. But they started having a bond. And he wanted to fly her to Canada, which is exactly what happened. And she left the father of her son to be with Chris because she thought that he would provide her with a luxurious, good life and bring her to Canada and all that. And then things just went fucking downhill from there after she entered my life. When I was living with them, like I said, they were still doing the most out-of-pocket sexual shit in front of me. She would get out of the shower and she wouldn't even put clothes on. And they were always playing these sexually inappropriate movies in front of me, openly in front of me. So that was the norms. Those were the norms in this household. It's fucking sick. And she would always take out her anger onto me. If her son did anything wrong, it would become my fault. And she punched me, she pinched me. Pinching me was a really big thing. Chris mainly shoved me. And this is one of the worst incidents that happened. This is a police report. They were physically abusing me constantly. And like I said, if her son acted out of line, she would use me as a scapegoat and take it out on me. And in fact, physical abuse of me was so common in this household that her son caught onto it, and he was doing it to me too, and they would just egg him on. They forced me to watch many horror movies when I was in their house. One of them was Bride of Chucky. And when they put it on, I couldn't get out of the room and I was literally sobbing. And I tried to put my face into a pillow when they were playing the horror movie in front of me. And Honey Hope, she had me in a chokehold so I couldn't escape. And I had to sit through the entire Bride of Chucky movie when I was young as fuck. And then afterwards, there's a closet in the room. So while I was still in the chokehold, she shoved me into the closet and locked me in there. And she said, "Go play with Chucky." I thought I was going to die. I was scared as fuck. This traumatized me. They are sick ass people. This is not the only horror movie that I watched, but this is one of the most traumatizing memories that I have, is Bride of Chucky. They were feeding me the most disgusting ass food. Look at this. What is this shit? This is what they were packing me for lunch. My mom had discovered...
It's like compound chicken right there. What's the problem?
...that they were packing me this bullshit for lunch. Rotten, frozen, parasitic, moldy. Look at this. That's candy. That's expired candy. These are my mom's text messages to him, sending him these photos and like, why are you sending this to your child for school? These are the text messages. This is him saying he discovered that my mom was sending me lunches after she found out that I was being given rotten food at his place. So she started dropping me off fresh lunches at school. And then what does he say? He says if she continues doing that, he will continue to deduct child support. And my mom was like, "What are you talking about? Because how am I supposed to eat what he's giving me? Look at that fuck shit. What is that?" She was giving me fresh homemade food and he was getting angry at her for doing that because I wasn't eating it. But I wasn't eating it anyways because that's disgusting. They did not dress me properly. These are shoes I was wearing. The soles are broken. These aren't even the same pair of shoes. Look, both of these soles are broken. These are the clothing they were providing for me. Meanwhile, he was so preoccupied, while I was wearing broken ass shoes, he was so preoccupied with providing Honey Hope, his wife, with these designer bags. This is not even everything. This is not accounting for shoes, clothing, makeup, luxury vacations. He was literally fulfilling all of her fantasies while I was wearing those broken ass shoes. This is her collection of bags. Look, this is not even all of it. I've seen more. This is her TikTok. She's openly bragging about her fucking designer collection of bags. Meanwhile, what the fuck was I wearing at their house? This shows you what type of person Chris Hope is. You will provide this immoral, horrifying, gold-digging bitch with all of her fantasies, everything, and you can't even put proper shoes onto your own child. And that brings me to my next point. How much fucking money does he owe me? Good ass question. He owes me $250,000 in child support. He still owes it, by the way. He still hasn't paid it. He's legally obligated to pay it. He hasn't paid it. What does that tell you about him? That tells you everything. Who the fuck owes $250,000 in child support? That's insane. And meanwhile, look at what the fuck they're doing. They're going on vacation.
It's a vibe.
They're going on shopping sprees, and they're neglecting all of my needs. And worse, they're not just neglecting me. They were abusing the fuck out of me every single day that I was in their home. Obviously, things didn't just happen suddenly. Chris Hope has a history. Before I was even born, before I was at his residence with his wife and they were abusing me, he was abusing my mom. He was a domestic abuser. I witnessed him shoving my mom into walls and punching her. And my brother, he was a kid at that time too. And when he tried to go help my mom, he screamed for help. He shoved him to the fucking floor, kneeled on his back. And he's like, get the fuck off of me. And my mom was screaming and crying. And I cannot forget those memories. And remember that I am giving you a summary of what my life was like. I cannot possibly tell you every single incident that happened. I am summarizing what my childhood was like. That's what I just went over. But it doesn't end there, because he's racist as fuck. Do you know one of the reasons that he said to the court that he should have custody of me after I became famous? He said it was because my mom was letting me associate with Black and Hispanic people in the entertainment industry. And he said that they were going to get me into drugs, or they were going to steal my money, or they're going to exploit me. He hates Black and Hispanic people. That was one of his arguments of why I shouldn't be in the entertainment industry. But in reality, we all know that was a lie anyway, because he wanted me to be there so he could take my money. He just wanted control over my career. That's why he started this court case after years of not seeing me, and prior to not seeing me, after years of abusing me. As you fucking know, there's a lot of shit that happened when I was famous. And a lot of that involved...
Alright, let me cut this bullshit off, man. Yo, Lil Tay, man, shut the fuck up, man. I'm gonna keep it a being with you, man. Lil Tay, you're a fucking child, okay? Yo, I don't know why Lil Tay's talking like she's some grown adult. My nigga, you're a fucking kid. You live with your parents. I'm sorry, every kid wants a better situation or want both their parents to be together or hate their stepmom. We get it. Now, I'm not vouching for none of the weird shit you're saying in terms of, you know, your dad supposedly doing sexual shit while you're in the bed. That's fucking creepy and weird. 100%, okay? I'm also not vouching for none of the domestic violence shit that you claim that he did to your moms, or if he was abusive to you. That's also fucking creepy and weird if it happened. However, I gotta say, man, you're a fucking child, okay? You were already spoiled by this internet shit that you think entitled you to certain... Bro, I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't want my daughter like acting like you online anyway. The fuck? I would have probably put your ass on punishment. You could do that shit at 18, not while you living in my house. I'm sorry. I don't know why she thinks, you know, she should have been allowed to go online embarrass the family name, curse up a storm. Yeah, you're getting money out of it, but again, clearly the father looks like he had some money, so he probably didn't want his daughter growing up like that. He wants you to have a normal life. I'm sorry. Again, you're a fucking child. I don't know what she's over here crying about. By the way, it did work. She dropped a music video. People are back on the Lil Tay bandwagon and they care. Now, granted, again, you know, obviously her father probably full of flaws as well. The nigga did a death hoax on his own child. Like, that's kind of fucking weird. So she's weird, but I'm going to be honest with you. Lil Tay, you're a child, man. Like, well, you're like 13. Like, you're 13 years old. And you might talk eloquently and you, at least for your age, and you might think you're older than you are, but you are definitely subject to parental supervision. And the way you were acting online previously when you popped out with you and Wo Vicky and y'all was getting in fights, running around, doing dumb shit, I'm sorry. If I was your parent, you're fucking grounded. All right? No more fucking iPhone for you. All right? That's the reality of it. These days, I think kids just feel a little bit too entitled. Thank God they took her ass offline, right? Again, I don't want her to get abused and nothing like that, but thank God they took her ass offline, because if that was an indicator of what she was being taught by her parents and in the way she was acting, they clearly did a fucked up job. So again, I know she's gonna complain. Hey, clearly she's in a situation now she could like put videos out. All right, do your thing. I'm guessing some one parent or both are consented now. But until you turn 18, man, I don't want to hear some of these like arguments. Oh yeah, he wasn't dripping me down in designer. You're fucking 13, man. Like, I'm sorry to say, like, you're fucking 13. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you need the bare minimum. I'm sorry. You're 13. Now, I'm not saying he should have you eating rotten food and shit like that, but come on now. Like, bruh. This sounds like a whiny little kid who feels entitled. Maybe some of these things are true, but what the fuck else do you need to do for a child? She's a child. I'm sorry. She's a child. Time out. A little spanking. Have her shut the fuck up. And yeah, when she gets to be 18, man, you get your phone back and you do whatever the fuck you want. Move the fuck out of the house too. Like, I don't know about you. I grew up with like, you know, parents that like they just wasn't tolerating certain shit. So you couldn't be online just wilding the hell out and, you know, be under their supervision and be under their crib. And I think Lil Tay's a little bit spoiled in that sense. And I do believe if she felt she was getting abused to that point, I think they live in Canada or Vancouver, hit up the Canadian authorities that they could investigate the shit. But if you just felt like you should have been allowed to do whatever the hell you want to do because you had some popularity online, no, you're a kid. You're a child. I'm sorry. You're a child. And I do believe that your parents have the responsibility of trying to grow you up at least with the most normalcy as possible. And if you want to go get into degeneracy or do some other shit later, that's all you. That's what I think. What do y'all think about this? Like, I know some of y'all like, you know, y'all believe everything she says, but let me tell you this, man. She don't look like she wanted to have any type of rules or discipline. It looked like she just wanted to do her. Somebody said she was 9 years old, bro. Why do you hold her responsible? Yeah, a 9-year-old and even her now at like 13, I hold her parents responsible. Thank God they took her ass offline. Your kid was wilding online, cussing up a storm, talking about she's flexing on these broke boys. She don't even know what the fuck she's talking about. Thank you for taking her off of the internet. Somebody said she's 16 right now. She's like 12. Anyway, I see a lot of y'all. I don't know if it's too late or y'all pedophile vibes come out after 3. This is the little child, my nigga. Like, I'm sorry to say, I'm gonna side with the parents, or I would like to hear both parents speak. I don't want to hear a kid fucking running her mouth because she's gonna want to be she's gonna be one to be in the situation where she could do whatever the fuck she want to do. And also, she's had a taste of fame and shit like that, which is pretty addicting. You know, she probably felt like euphoric and on top of the world, and she doesn't want to go back to being like, you know, her daddy's daughter or her mama's daughter. Like, no, she wants to do whatever the fuck she want to do. And unless they're abusing her, unless they're really treating her out of pocket, even though she's claiming it, I think that's where the authorities could come in and they could investigate it. But as far as her being online, get this ratchet chick the fuck offline. I see she's actually making some music. Hopefully she's going to change with the content she makes. But if she doesn't, I'm not surprised. She's a child. She's doing what she knows best. She loves clout. That could turn to money. I would hope the parents not exploit her in trying to have her do it or just try to capitalize off whatever this fame is. But who knows? All right? All right. Anyway, people. I'm getting the fuck off of here. It's 3 o'clock. Big Act got to get the fuck out of Dodge. I'm going to catch y'all tomorrow, man. I know I've been telling y'all, like, these early streams. We haven't done early streams. Actually, today was, I got on at, like, around 9.